You don't have a lead problem. You don't have a market problem. You don't have a script problem. You have a you problem. And today we're gonna fix it. But you're not alone in this. The truth is, we all need to reinvent ourselves if we want to be successful and have financial freedom. Why? Because most of us were not born in a privileged environment that handed us the blueprint for success. Actually, we were surrounded by negative, limiting beliefs. To become a highly successful listing agent, we need an identity shift to completely rewire our psychology. Today, I'm going to show you how to do that. This video is an intervention that will revolutionize you. My name is Jackie Kravitz. I personally listed over 150 for sale by owners and expired listings every single year for a decade. I started with nothing. No sales experience, no money, no college degree. English is my second language, and I was a stay-at-home mom with 2 small children when I got a real estate license. And I went on to train over 10,000 agents. So what I'm about to share with you today is not something that I read in a book. I lived it. I actually did it. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to become a completely different real estate agent in the next 12 months. And I'm not exaggerating when I say, if you actually do what I tell you in this video, people will not recognize you a year from now. Here's what I see all the time. Agents come to me and they say, Jackie, I just need the right script, or I just need the right marketing, or I have to figure out the right strategy. Then I'll start taking listings. No, that is not the problem. You already know what to do. You know you should be prospecting for at least 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday. You know you should be calling for sale by owners and expired listings. You know you should be practicing your scripts. You know if you don't take listings, your real estate career will probably be over soon. But guess what? You're still not doing what you know you need to do, or you're doing it inconsistently. And then you beat yourself up about it, which makes you feel even worse. And then you do even less. And then you think, maybe I need a new strategy. You don't need a new strategy. You need a new you. Because here's the truth. If you were already the agent that you say you want to become, you would have the results to prove it. This is not a knowledge problem. It's not a strategy problem. It's an identity problem. And that's exactly what I told you in the first few seconds of this video. It's a you problem. Now, let me show you how we're gonna solve this. Please write this down. If you try to change everything around you without changing what's going on inside your head, it's a waste of time. You can switch brokerages, you could rearrange your schedule, you can buy another course. But if what's going on up here doesn't change, you'll be sitting here a year from now with the exact same results. As within, so without. You become what you think about most of the time. Not once in a while, most of the time. And for most agents, most of the time, there is a lot of doubt, fear, and negative thinking going on in their head. So the question isn't, what do you need to learn? The question is, who do you need to become? And today I'm going to give you 5 things that will completely change who you are in the next 12 months so you can have a successful real estate career and make a fortune in the process. Here's number 1, and this is the foundation of everything that I'm going to tell you today. You need to create a crystal clear picture of the type of agent you are becoming. And I don't mean goals. I don't mean I want to have more money. That's not what I'm talking about. I want you to build the identity of this person. What time do they wake up? What does their morning look like? How do they walk into a listing appointment? What does their voice sound like when they're on a prospecting call? How do they carry themselves? Write this down. The two most powerful words in your vocabulary. I am. Whenever you say I am anything, you are commanding your mind and your body towards a destiny. Your brain does not know the difference between what's happening in front of your eyes or what you're creating in your mind. To your brain, it's exactly the same. So when you say, I am the agent who sets one qualified listing appointment every single day, your brain starts looking for evidence. When you say, I am the best agent in my market, your brain starts moving in that direction. But here's the thing you have to understand. It's always I am, not I will, not I want to, not someday. I am right now, today, because wanting is evidence that you don't have it. And the moment you have something, you don't want it anymore. You already have it. So you have to be it now. Think like 100 deal a year producer now. Act like 100 deal a year producer now. And then the results follow. And I know some of you are rolling your eyes right now. I get it. When I first got into real estate in 1996, someone told me, you become what you think about most of the time. And I thought, that was the dumbest thing I had ever heard. Really? You don't know where I come from. English is my second language. I moved here from Brazil. No college degree, no money. Before real estate, I worked in hotels. My last position was assistant general manager at an Embassy Suites in Fort Lauderdale. Sounds impressive, right? I was making $30,000 a year working 3 p.m. to 1 a.m. I had a small child at home. I wasn't even there in the evening to see him. I'm telling you, if you knew me back then, I'd be the last person you'd bet on having success in this business. Now, stay with me here because this is where it gets real. I started doing affirmations and I started visualizing. I used to get up at 5 a.m., get on the treadmill, close my eyes, and spend 30 minutes visualizing every single one of my affirmations in detail. Not thinking about them like a movie, visualizing from the end. I'm in it. I'm living it. I'm feeling it as if it already happened. One of my affirmations was, I take 4 well-priced listings per week. When I started saying that, I wasn't even taking 1 a week or 4 a month. It didn't matter. I said it, I visualized it, I felt it over and over and over again every single day. By year 4, I listed and sold 100 FSBOs and expireds personally, then 125 per year for a decade. It started with 2 words, I am. Here's number 2, and this one is going to separate you from 99% of the agents. Write this down. My word is law. This is one of the most powerful ways to live when you can count on you. When you do what you say you're going to do, not because someone is watching, not because you want to prove something to somebody, but for your own integrity. Then everything changes. And I want you to think about this. How many times have you said, I'm going to start prospecting on Monday. I'm going to do it Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. You have good intentions. Monday 9 a.m. comes. You get on a phone call. Now you see you've got some emails to respond. Something else comes up. Life happens and you get off track. Guess what? When your word is law, you follow through. Period. End of story. And here's what most agents don't realize. Every time you tell yourself you're going to do something and you don't do it, you're not just missing a day of prospecting. You're weakening yourself mentally. Your subconscious mind is keeping score. And pretty soon, your subconscious mind already doubts you're going to follow through before you even open your mouth. That's why I actually believe it's more empowering for you to make smaller commitments and follow through than to make a huge commitment and continuously break it. Because that confirms to your own mind that you're the type of person who follows through. And I know what you're thinking. But Jackie, some days I just don't feel like prospecting. Guess what? It doesn't matter how you feel. There's a great essay from Albert Gray called The Common Denominator of Success. He says the common denominator of success is the ability to do what you're supposed to do on the days when you don't feel like it. You have to act greater than how you feel because motivation is temporary. You get fired up watching this video and by Wednesday, you're back on the couch. I'm not interested in your motivation. I'm interested in your drive. Drive is permanent. When you're driven, you don't ask yourself if you feel like doing it today. You just do it. Now, you're not looking for perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. But here's the standard. You don't speak things that you're not committed to. Here are a few important standards you need to have. First, master your morning. From the moment you open your eyes in the morning until 12 p.m., that time is sacred. That's your prospecting time. This is your money-making time. No appointments before 12 p.m. No emails, no social media, no emergencies. You're not an emergency room doctor, and there are no emergencies in real estate. Second, you know when most agents completely stop prospecting? Around October. The holidays are coming and agents say, oh, I'll just pick it back up in January. Nobody wants to sell their house at the end of the year. It's cold outside. They check out. They stop making calls. They take the next 3 months off. You know what month was consistently my best month for listings taken in the whole year? December. Starting in year 3, every single December, I outperformed every other month in the year. My average per month was 16 to 18 listings. December, 21, 23, and I stopped working on December 23rd. Now, why? What was different about December? Was the market better? Were the sellers more motivated? No, the difference was that every other agent quit and the competition disappeared, and I was still there making calls, following my schedule. My word was law. I didn't care that it was the holidays. I didn't negotiate with myself about whether to show up. While every other agent was at a holiday party telling themselves they'll start fresh in January, I was on the phone, setting appointments and taking listings. That's the only reason why December was my best month every single year. That is what my word is law looks like in the real world. You don't take days off from doing what you said you are going to do. Here's number 3, and I know you've heard me say this before, but I need you to really hear it today. There is no substitute for massive action. None. Zero. I don't care how good your mindset is. I don't care how many affirmations you say. If you're not picking up the phone and talking to people, nothing happens. Mindset without action is just daydreaming, and action without mindset is a struggle. It's the combination of the two that makes everything work. Let me tell you what massive action looks like. My first 2 years in real estate, I made 400 contacts a week, not dials, contacts, actual conversations. And I was prospecting nights and weekends, Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays all day, because that was the only time that I could actually do it with the 2 small children I had. 400 conversations a week in my first year, and I sold 25 homes. Now, was I great on the phone? No. Was I polished? No. I was stumbling through all of the scripts. But guess what? Massive action with high energy and enthusiasm makes up for a lack of skills. And every single week, I got a little better and a little better and a little better, because the learning is in doing. You cannot skip the repetition. So here's what I want you to focus on: your prospecting skills. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Jackie, I know the scripts. I read them. Reading them and being able to deliver them with confidence and conviction when a seller gives you a tough objection on the phone are two completely different things. How confident are you on the phone? Not just reading the scripts. Can you deliver them with conviction when the seller pushes back? Can you handle the objection and keep this conversation going until you set an appointment? Because what separates agents who talk to people from the ones who set appointments is exactly that: their ability to deliver the scripts powerfully. And the only way you're going to get there is practice. Role play every single day. You get with a role play partner and you practice your scripts and your objection handlers until the words come out of your mouth without you having to think about it. That's when you know you are ready. Your listing presentation. When was the last time you actually practiced it out loud? Not in your head, out loud in front of somebody. Most agents never do this, and then they wonder why they freeze in front of a seller. If you practice your listing presentation every day, when you're sitting in front of a real seller, you won't have to fake confidence. You'll have it. And I want you to write this down. 3 words. This is your entire job description. Strengthen your mindset, improve your skills, and take massive action. Improving your skills and strengthening your mindset, combined with massive action every day, in a few months from now, you're going to be unstoppable. That's it. That's all you have to do every day. Every single day, that's all you have to do. If you just spend your time doing these 3 things, you're going to have an incredible real estate business. Everything else is a distraction. Now, I just talked about skills, and the number 1 skill that determines your income as a listing agent is what comes out of your mouth when you're on the phone with a seller. So if you don't already have it, make sure that you download the 100 Listings script book. It has every script I used to list over 150 for sale by owners and expireds a year. The objection handling scripts, the listing presentation, follow-up, all of it, and it's completely free. So after you finish watching this video, make sure you download my free script book. All right, let's keep going, because what I'm about to share with you next might be the most important part of this video. The last 2 things I'm about to share with you are the ones that most agents completely ignore. And honestly, they're more important than the first 3 combined. Number 4, you have to protect your mind like it's the most valuable thing you have, because it is. There's a saying I used to tell my kids all the time: bad associations spoil useful habits. And that is the truth. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The agents in your office who sit around and complain about the market, the people in your life who tell you you're crazy for cold calling, the social media feeds full of shortcuts, hacks, and magic pills. Guess what? You grow into the conversations that you surround yourself with. That's not my opinion. It's how the brain works. You become like the small number of people that you spend the most time with. And if those people are negative, they're complaining, they're making excuses, it is only a matter of time before it becomes your normal. You can't fight it. There's too much going against you. And I want to share with you a story by Zig Ziglar. And it changed the way I think about protecting my mental space. Imagine you're sitting in your living room and it's 6 p.m. You're relaxed after a long day of prospecting and taking listings. Someone knocks on your door. You open it. And then they pick up a huge garbage can, overflowing with garbage, and they throw the entire thing into your living room. All over your carpet, your furniture. You spend hours cleaning it up. Next day, same time, same person, knock on your door. You look through the window and you see the garbage can overflowing again. Are you going to open the door? Of course not. So why do you keep letting people throw garbage into your mind? Since we know that we become what we think about most of the time. Think about it. Your mind is a lot harder to clean up than your living room. And your mind is where everything starts. Everything. So here's what you need to do. Be selective about who you spend time with. Be selective about what you listen to. Be selective about the conversations you engage in. And here's the flip side. You have to bombard your brain with powerful, positive, motivational, inspirational ideas 24/7, every waking moment. Audiobooks in the car. Lessons while you're getting ready, your affirmations, your visualizations. You have to be putting positive ideas into your mind constantly, because when you don't, negative chatter fills the space. You can't do this, the market is too tough, these people don't want to hear from you, you're not good enough, whatever. Every human being goes through the same process. When I first got into real estate, the negative voice in my head was very loud. On a minute-by-minute basis, I had doubt, fear, negative thoughts. And the only reason that changed is because I started bombarding my mind with powerful, positive, motivational material. I was always listening to something, always. Every time I got in my car, instead of music, I had an audio program playing. I had affirmations, visualizations, 24/7. As I said earlier, the more you bombard your brain with positive stuff, the less room your mind has for negative stuff. It's like you're filling up the space with exactly what you need to be successful. And eventually, when the negative self-talk shows up, you catch it fast. First negative thought, automatic. You can't stop it. But the second thought, that's your choice. You're the only thinker in your head. Nobody else is up there thinking for you. So surround yourself with people who are actually doing what you want to do. Get into a community of agents who are making calls, who are taking listings, who are winning. Because when you're surrounded by people who play at a high level, playing big becomes your new normal. Point number 5. And this is the one that separates agents who believe they can do it from agents who know they will do it. Write this down. There's a huge difference between believing and knowing. Most agents believe they could be successful. They hope it's going to work out. They think, maybe if I do the right things, I'll get there. And that belief is good. It's a start, but it's not enough. You have to get to the point where you know it, where it's not a hope, it's not a wish, it's knowing. The same way you know the sun is going to come up tomorrow morning. That's the level of certainty I'm talking about. Because here's what happens when you just believe, but you don't know. You take massive action. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You're prospecting, you're talking to a lot of people, you're making 30 contacts a day. But the results aren't showing up yet. And that's normal. And because you only believe, doubt creeps in. And the actions start to feel like a struggle. And then you start to question everything. But when you know like you know your own name, the action doesn't feel like a struggle anymore. You're not fighting yourself. You're not debating whether to prospect today or keep going. You're just doing it because you know where you're going. And think about this. When you really, truly know that what you want is already happening, you can't sit still. You're pulled into action, not out of desperation, not out of fear, out of certainty and excitement. I tell you all of this because I did it. I've lived without having money to pay my electric bill. And you know what happens in most parts of the country when you don't pay your electric bill? They turn it off. I've been there. Money was the only thing I worried about constantly. And every morning I would get on that treadmill, say my affirmations. I am a successful listing agent. I take 4 well-priced listings a week. I am financially free. And there was nothing around me to confirm any of that. Nothing. My circumstances were screaming the opposite. But I didn't focus on what I saw. I focused on what I knew was coming. I thought my truth regardless of appearances. And that is the hardest work you'll ever do. And it's also the most important work you'll ever do. So I'm not asking you to just believe in yourself. I'm asking you to know, have faith, and trust that if you show up every day, if your word is law, if you're taking massive action, you're working on your skills, you're protecting your mind, and if you hold that picture of who you're becoming and you don't let go, nothing can stop you. Mindset is everything. It's not 90%, it's not 99%. It's the whole thing. And the moment you stop working on it is the moment your results start to slip. Let me bring this all together for you. We talked about 5 things. Decide who you're becoming with your I am statements. My word is law. Take massive action and work on your skills every single day. Protect your mind from garbage and move from believing to knowing. You do those 5 things and I promise you, people will not know who you are a year from now. But before I let you go, I want to show you something because this might be the most important part of this entire video. I want you to close your eyes for a second. Actually, keep them open because you're watching a video. But I want you to picture this. It's 12 months from today. You wake up before the alarm. Your body knows it's time. You go through your morning routine, your affirmations, your visualizations. You feel strong. You are focused. You feel certain, not hopeful, certain. You sit down at your desk, maybe it's a laundry room, maybe it's a home office, it doesn't matter. What matters is that every visual in that space is about who you are now. You pick up the phone and you're not nervous, you're not dreading, you're excited because you know that there is someone in your market who wants to sell their house today, and if you talk to enough people, you'll find them. You set your listing appointment by 10:30 a.m. You go on the appointment in the afternoon. You walk in with conviction. You present yourself with confidence. You take the listing at the right price because you've practiced this presentation so many times, the words just flow. You track all of your numbers, every conversation, every appointment. You write down 3 things you did well that day, every single day, 3 wins. Not because somebody told you to do it, because you're a powerful business owner who understands the importance of tracking your numbers. And when you look at those numbers after 3 months, 6 months, 12 months of daily tracking, your mind can't argue with the proof. The progress is here on paper. And breaking the habit of daily prospecting becomes harder than the prospecting itself. And you look back and you realize something. You're not the same person. You don't think the same. You don't act the same. You don't feel the same. And your bank account doesn't look the same. That agent is not in your future. That agent is available to you right now, today. You just have to decide to become that person. And I don't care what your background is. I don't care where you're selling real estate. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the business. And I don't care what happened last year. It doesn't matter. If I can do it, you can do it too. And I want to leave you with one more thought. There's a great quote that I keep in front of me every single day. Take up one idea. Make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, live on that idea. Let your brain, the muscles, the nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea. And just leave every other idea alone. This is the way to success. And here's why I'm sharing that with you right now. Because one of the biggest mistakes I see agents make is they're watching this video and then they go watch another video from someone else. And then they hear a podcast with a completely different approach. And now they're chasing 3 different strategies. And none of them are working because they never went deep enough on any one of them. Pick one system, one methodology, one voice, and go all in for 12 months. Stop jumping around. That's how you become a jack of all trades and master of none. Now, everything I just shared with you in this video, the I am affirmations, the morning discipline, the prospecting systems, the skill development, the mindset tools, all of it. This is just a fraction of what I teach inside the 100 Listings Blueprint. The Blueprint is my coaching program for agents who are serious about dominating their markets with listings. The scripts, the role play, the daily schedule, the listing presentation, the objection handlers, the pre-prospecting routine, mindset training every single day, and a community of agents who are doing this work with you, in addition to 2 live calls with me every single week. You watch this entire video. That tells me that you are serious. And if you're ready to stop being average and actually start making a fortune, click the link in the description and see if you qualify. This isn't for everyone. It's for the agents who are ready to commit. If that's you, click the link. Thank you for watching this video. And remember, don't forget to download my free script book. The link is also in the description. Stay focused. Do what you're supposed to do. Take massive action with high levels of energy and enthusiasm every single day. Get out there and become the agent that you just pictured. Market domination and financial freedom is coming to you. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon.